Yo, it's Winslow. So lately, the past few videos, off to a great start. I've been talking about being more intentional with your productions. Cause starting out with an idea to help guide your way throughout the production process can help a ton instead of just winging it. Just like a broad idea about something you want to do. Not like a hey, I'm doing this and this, but hey, I want to try this and maybe turn, a partlet. You got an idea, right? Just guidelines to come up with a better end result. Anyway, this got me thinking. I feel like as producers, and especially with drum and bass, we have like this choice to make, or we're split between, I don't know, two ideas. Just work with me here. Like basically you have one side of musicality and the other side is all the technical bits. Like, to put it in an extremely like basic way, first off, nothing fits into one or the other side. It's always going to be somewhere between them. There's basically a spectrum between technical and musical that you're trying to balance your way through. And when I say technical, I just mean from a composition standpoint. So yeah, sound design, editing, rhythm, something like that. Not mixing and mastering is basically what I'm saying. That's completely different technical side. So on like something that would be predominantly musical would be liquid. You get it? Something that would be, let's say, predominantly technical would be something harder like neurofunk. To give you just a rough idea, it's not an either or, but it's a between. It's how much are you leaning to the technical side? How much are you leaning to the musical side? So some examples of people that I would consider more musical than anything else. Like Etherwood, Makoto, Kino, Hugh Hardy, Lensman, LSB, Caliber for sure. Their music is more focused on the progression, melody. Then you have, the other side focused on like sound design, being really technical. It's not that it's all on like the harder side of drum and bass, but that's basically where you're gonna find it. So to give you guys some examples, we got Billin, Octave, Raw Tech, Prolix, Mass Tech, Neurofunk, basically. But in between, people who are placed like an equal or more equal importance on musicality and the technical side would be like Urban Dawn, Noisia, Mephius, Machine Code. You got Spy. He's a very good example of somebody that's in the middle of technical and musical. You see where I'm at now? Musical, technical. Where do you want to fall on that line? I think it's something to think about. It all bundles in with that thought of being intentional with what you're doing. For example's sake, like if you do more like old school jungle, you still might find yourself in the middle of being technical with all the switches and stuff between breaks, and then musical with like, your use of pads and samples around everything, right? If you do something harder or more edit heavy, break stuff, sound design, things like that, then you're gonna probably be more technical. Doesn't mean you can't be musical as well, but your focus might be more towards the technical side. If you just do like some, don't mean anything by this, but like run-of-the-mill liquid, you're gonna be practically just musical. You're not gonna focus too much on sound design or anything. You might get a cool pad or a nice sample you wanna flip and then put some good drums under it. I'm really simplifying this. This isn't like a personal, like, I hate liquid, because I don't. But the sound lends itself to what you're putting into it, I guess. Like I use the example, Noisia, right down the middle. They can be either or, but usually they find a really great balance of being musical and technical. Their sound design is on point, the drum work, the synthesis, the atmosphere, everything around it. But then they still add this musical element, things take time, they progress, they develop, and then they drop into the super technical part, and it's just like, they clearly know who they are, they develop their sound, they're intentional with what they do. Then my other example was Urban Dawn. Him and his, what we're calling like his liquid neuro sound, like it's still melodic, but it's like technically melodic on like a different level. Like his songwriting is technical in like the way he arranges things. how you would, you know, arrange a band or like an orchestra or something. Like you layer complementary instruments on top of each other. You double parts to emphasize parts of melodies, things like that, which doesn't happen too much within D&B, I think, because not a lot of people are really, I want to say, instrumental. You know, like he plays guitars, the drums, he tracks a lot of his own things. So he thinks about, or I feel like he thinks about this kind of thing. Then he's still like sound design, on the sound design front, it's doing really technical in the context of his music. It's really technical, I think, and the style that he goes for. Sound design, creative stuff like when you listen to a track of his, it's stuff you haven't heard before. It's similar, like the techniques to maybe achieve a sound are similar, but they're very personal to him. So there's that balance, again, on the spectrum between musical and technical. Maybe it's not, maybe I'm just, I don't know. So to, you know, really get to the point, think about it. Where do you think you would fall on this spectrum? Would you be more of a musical writer, producer, composer, whatever you want to call it? Or would you be more technical? Or would you be more in the middle, but leaning to, you know, whatever side? And this could be your sound overall, or maybe like on a track by track basis, you know, you go for something different. Personally, like I'm more musical. Sometimes I dip towards the technical side, but I'm about the music more. Maybe that comes across, maybe it doesn't. But anyway, just think about it. Think about where you might want to go. Think about the track you're making now, the one you want to make in the future. What do you think you'll do? What side do you think you'll lean towards? How do you think it'll come out? It's just an idea, something to think about. Another thing I'm giving you to think about. Might be useful, I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got for, that's all for me for this video. You know, leave your thoughts in the comments, or if you want to join, there's a link in the description for the Discord. There's a couple of us. I was having some good conversation. You can leave in there, leave comments, leave track links in there if you want feedback, start discussion, shoot some ideas for another video. If you got something on your mind, maybe there's something I missed in this. There usually is. But anyway, see you in the next one.